Hello everybody, this is Christopher again with Cash on Hand Coin and Spoon Jewelry. Back with you with video number 2 about spoon jewelry. We're going to go over spoons right now and forks. The most common flatware that there is that you find out there, and the most cheapest is your stainless steel. You can readily find this available just about anywhere, any thrift store, Goodwill. You can even buy it new for fairly cheap prices. And it's always marked on the back side of the flatware of what they are. Excuse me. Uh, it'll always be written on there, like right here. It says stainless. Uh, and it usually says stainless China, stainless India, wherever it happens to be made at the time. Uh, you can make some nice spoon jewelry out of stainless. One good thing about it is it doesn't change. It polishes real well. The one thing you do not want to do with stainless is you do not want to anneal it. Stainless, when you get stainless hot, it becomes heat hardened, and you cannot bend it after it becomes hot. It will not bend. So with this, you just want to bend it the way that it is. I'll go over that in a future video. But again, you do not want to anneal stainless steel. It becomes heat hardened and you cannot bend it. Leave it alone. Just make jewelry out of it the way that cut it, bend it. Alright. The next set of flatware is the second most common, and spoons and forks and knives are silver plate. They make very nice spoon jewelry, make very nice rings, very nice bracelets, necklaces, earrings. You can go to your local thrift shops. When you're lucky, you can find it at Goodwill, antique shops. You shouldn't pay no more than $2 a spoon or fork. Uh, I just don't see spending any more than that. I can always find it at those prices, and with most of it, like this, you'll see you're gonna need to be doing some cleaning, and I will have a video on that. What I find is best to clean your your silver plate flatware with. Uh, with this, you want to be very careful with annealing this. I don't anneal it anymore unless I absolutely have to. The thicker pieces like serving spoons or something like that, if I'm making a keychain or something out of them. Uh, if you get them too hot, the silver on these are very, very, very thin. You get it too hot, the silver will flake off, and you're left with whatever the base coat is. Sometimes it's brass, sometimes it's steel. Uh, it's really hard to say until you get till you remove the silver to know what's underneath of it. And with silver plate, you never really find a marking that says silver plate. There are markings for it. You can get on Google and look up silver plate markings. There's so many of them. Um, Usually the biggest uh, silver plate that you'll find is called Community. There's Rogers. Those are just off the top of my head. Uh, those would be your silver plate. Um, Now, I don't have any full pieces of sterling with me right now. I have a little piece that is cut. Sterling is 925.925, and it'll say sterling written on it and a maker's mark. Uh, you still have to be aware that there is some counterfeit stuff out there, but you don't run into it very often. But it should have in it stamped sterling. It should have somewhere on it 925. Some have a little bit different. Uh, these are very nice to work with. Uh, when you're lucky, you can find sterling at really good prices. Um, other than that, it's hit eBay. Uh, Antique stores are really going to hit you hard on the sterling. Little spoons and forks will run you $20, $30. You start getting into the bigger flatware, the prices can go up. Uh, Annealing these, you anneal them slow on low heat. Um, I'm at the point where I very rarely have to anneal these as well, unless I'm working on thin pieces that have a lot of filigree or something on them with a lot of cutout in them. I'll warm them up a little bit to help them fold a little bit easier. But those are your three main types of flatware. You have your stainless, your silver plate, and your sterling. Cheap, middle, good. Uh, you can get into gold plate and gold flatware as well. Done a little bit of gold plate. I have a little bit. Don't like this last batch that I got. It wants to flake really bad, so I haven't been really using it, but I have gotten some that it doesn't flake as bad. But here's some gold. I picked this up at Goodwill for pennies on the dollar. Uh, Said 24 karat gold plated. It just flakes really easy. I don't know if I can get it to do it here or not, but once you start bending it and shaping it, this one's not really doing it now, but I was having a hard time with it. It just didn't want, the gold didn't want to stay on it, so I just put the stuff away. Uh, and ain't messed with it since. But I've had some that works really well. Makes nice rings as well. But there you go, and then we'll get into my next video on what I do use to clean the flatware. Not polish it, just get it cleaned up a little bit before I start forming it in the rings. Well, I thank you for following. I hope this has helped you out, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you.